I was going to say there's kind of like three pillars. I call the pre-launch, the launch, and the post-launch. And the pre-launch is what you're talking about. It's like people need help with figuring out what book to write. I feel like people either have not enough ideas or too many ideas, but they're also not strategic in the ideas. It's like, I'm just going to write a book about this, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't lead to new business or new income or anything for their business, so they write the wrong book and they just spent all this time and money writing the wrong book.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I'd like to help people kind of get clear on their message, clear on their audience, gather the information, and then figure out like a logical progression for the book too. And one thing that's very important, like for example, is putting CTAs, calls to action, at the end of each chapter, like always
Yes.
bringing it back to the reader, because that what's in it for me is so true. People want to know what's in it for them. And especially with a book, like, why should I buy this book when there's a million of them out there on Amazon? Which kind of brings me to another point I want to make sure that we talk about too, is like the importance of a book cover. That expression, don't judge a book by its cover. I think that applies to everything except books, because of course we don't want to judge people that way, but certainly people, readers, when they're looking for books, they do judge them by their covers. And I love that, the package includes that too. And we get input from people. Some people come with ideas, some people don't. But it's really about, and I know we've been working, I don't want to give it away because it'll be launching soon, but like there's one cover I'm thinking of in particular that I think, man, this is really going to jump out at people on Amazon. And even, I interviewed Kristen Slanino, and who was one of your clients, and
Yes.
her cover was awesome. So I just
Yeah, we
interviewed her.
spend a lot of time on covers. We can do polls and see what people resonate with and like. And it's really like you have about 30 to 60 seconds on Amazon because there are so many books. So self-publishing is a double-edged sword. It's like,
Yes.
okay, right, 20 million books here I can choose from, right? So you have to stand out, and there's a lot of homemade covers and a lot of bad
Ugh.
covers out there, and people are like, I don't have the money to do a cover. Well, that's like the first thing they see. If they like the cover, they like the title and the hook, and they're interested, then they'll download the preview maybe, and then they'll buy maybe the ebook, and then if they like that, then they'll buy the paperback. But it's like really quick on Amazon. Like, so the cover has to be everything.
Yep, because it's just one click away from
One
your
click
book if they don't
away.
like what they see, and you
Right.
really do have to grab their attention. And the same thing is true with the formatting also, and
Yes.
that's something I mean, I love to write. I could write all day long, obviously, but formatting is not my thing. So I'm so glad that,
No,
Michelle,
me
you have
neither.
excellent formatters who can handle that
Yeah. I
and
used to
do
try
it
to do
well.
everything years ago. I was like, I was doing the editing, and then I'm like, I'm not really an editor. I can edit, but not like a professional editor. Formatting as a whole, like somebody has a gift for it. I don't. I was doing that. I was doing book covers. Like, people are like, oh, well, there's Canva. And then I look at it, I'm like, no, it just looks homemade. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't look, you know what I mean? Great.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I think people, until you get into it, you don't realize how many pieces there are to it. It's kind of like the book is, the actual content, the written content is one thing, and then there's all these other elements that you have to put in place, and including the
Yeah,
author
that's why
bio
there's
and
90 to 120 days, we can get your book done, but there's probably like, 50 steps that we take to get the book done. Like you said, the author bio, the author central page, the ISBN number, making sure
oh,
we have a
right,
good
gosh,
hook for the book, the subtitle, we do keyword research, category research, make sure we have your book's going to be visible, we diversify the audience. Like, there's so many steps. Like, we have like a master like chart that we follow for every client. It's kind of like a mechanic. I was at Lexus recently, and they're like, we have a 100-point checklist or something like that, and I was like, good, I like that. They got a checklist.